Hi, everyone, and welcome to TWF Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, and Montel Vertadius Porter here. And today on Collision or Hit, we are going to see, we're going to see, we're going to have, Wonder Woman here today. So she'll get her lawful deal when she goes leer to leer with Chris Jericho, Tony Schiavone says. You got that right, Tony. Chris Jericho has started a bind with Wonder Woman, Diana Prince or Diana Aldeling or Aldeling Diana, whatever you want to call her. He started something with a DC self, which is kind of weird, but why did he start one for her? No one will ever know. I'll tell you one thing right now, Tony and Jim. The grounds to why Chris Jericho did what he did will always be unknown. It's only known to Chris Jericho why he did what he did. But now Chris Jericho is going to go be leer to leer with Wonder Woman. And most likely they're going to have their match at Halloween Havoc, or How Evening Madness, or How Night Madness, next month, Montel Vertadius Porter says. And I think, well, there he is now. There's Chris Jericho, Tony Schiavone says, formerly the Catheart Chris Jericho, formerly Y2J Chris Jericho, and what other offshoot of Chris Jericho he's playing these days. Well, whatever offshoot of Chris Jericho he's playing, Jim Ross said, I could tell you one thing, he's still being a creep, still being a bully, still being a heel to folks, Jim Ross said. Sometimes in life, Tony and Jim, being a bully, a creep, and a heel, it's not sinful, it's not unlawful, but sometimes it's been known to do a lot of good things for a lot of good wrestlers, Montel Vertadius Porter says. Well, it's I, Chris Jericho, and I tell you that I will beat Wonder Woman. And a lot of you folks ask and say, why did I start something with Wonder Woman for? Like, why? Why would I start something with her for? She never did anything to me. Chris, aren't you just being some kind of creep? Some kind of bully? Some kind of heel? Well, I think Wonder Woman or Diana Prince but then again, or Aldeling Diana, I think that she's overrated. I mean, what is it with all these over good doers? The DC ones, the Marvel ones, the Dark Horse ones. I mean, what is it with them always having, you know, and you're not so cool, Wonder Woman. At the end of the day, you're nothing more than you behave like Cody Rhodes. And we already have Cody Rhodes with that blood smashed over his ear. Yeah, I'm coming after you next, Cody Rhodes, for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. And then we'll wonder, hey Chris, I'm done with your bullshit. You say you don't understand me as an over good doer. Well, that's fine. But I'm going to tell you right now, Chris, I don't understand why you started something with me. I never did nothing to you, Chris. No, I never did. I never did nothing to you. But you came out, you started something with me, And the only thing I can come up with is that you like being a bully. You like being a creep. You like being a heel. That's what you're all about. But I'm an over good doer, so that means I got skills and craft that most folks don't even have. And if I had my rope of truth, I could get the truth out of you to why you chose to start something with me. Is that right? If you had your rope of truth, you so-called called it, that most likely makes folks tell the truth, makes them go beyond their free will, you know, go against their free will to tell the truth about tell the truth about anything. Well, let me tell you something. That is not going to work for me. And you don't have your supposed rope of truth. So here's what's going to happen. I going to give you the hidden breaker, then the walls of Jericho, if I'm still doing those two holds. And I shouldn't have to be wrestling and fighting you next month at Halloween Havoc or Halloween Evening or Halloween Night Madness. I mean, that's just dumb. That's dumb. You want to know what's dumb, Chris? What is dumb is that you started something with me. That's what's dumb. And I don't think I want to yield until, next month, to start something. I think that I'm going to start something with you now. Ding ding ding. Well, looks like we have the match going, and Wonder Woman's already fell out of the ring. Well, Wonder Woman, with a clothesline on Chris Jericho, Tony Schiavone says. Yeah, well, this Wonder Woman, she came from the Vinlander Frick Middle, Tony Schiavone says. And a clothesline. And another one. A clothes row. Wonder Woman down for kick. That's true, Jim Ross said. This Wonder Woman doll got bought from the Vinlander Frick Middle sometime last year. And Chris Jericho doing kinds of things to her. Oh, and a backbreaker, more like a side. I don't know if that's a backbreaker, tilt the world, but that's the backbreaker, Jim Ross says. All right, yeah. I'll tell you right now, Montel Arcade Porter says, Wonder Woman, she's only cool because everybody likes her because she's a strong, mighty, strong woman from Triskavius land, or if that isn't how you go by saying her name. But at the end of the day, she can't really be that old cool. Someone gave her away to the Vinlander Frick Middle and didn't want her. Then he broke the shield off of her. And Chris, she rode off. Oh, she got her arm caught in the rope there. And Chris Jericho just knocked Wonder Woman out of the ring. And this is what you get. This is why someone gave her up to the Vinlander Frick Middle, Montel Arcadius Porter says. All down. 1, 2. The Fight Lord reckoning them out now. Hey, Tony Schiavone says, this Chris Jericho toy came from the Salvation Army donations the Helping Fighting Arm give and Frick Middle. So I guess that means he's not good then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A code breaker outside. 7, 8, 9, 10. Ding, ding, ding. Well, looks like this match is over. Tony Schiavone said, looks like Wonder Woman and Chris Jericho got reckoninged out. We're going to have to get the word on this one, Tony Schiavone says. I believe it's a reckoning out because the Fight Lord reckoned both of them out, Jim Ross said. Neither Chris Jericho or Wonder Woman got back in the ring for the 10 count, 10 reckoning. And they're still fighting it out here. Well, Montel Mercedes Porter said, I guess we didn't get no winner here today since both Wonder Woman and Chris Jericho are both reckoned out by the Fight Lord. And I don't think we're going to have, and I don't think anyone won the match. You know? Let's get the true word on this. The Fight Lord has reckoned both Chris Jericho and Wonder Woman out. Neither wrestler could get back in the ring before the 10 reckoning. This match is a double reckoning out. Well, Tony Schiavone said, we've seen that no one has won this match here today on Collision or Hit between Wonder Woman and Chris Jericho. You know, both wrestlers got reckoned it out, Tony Schiavone says. That's what it looked like what happened, Jim Ross says. It truly looks like that Wonder Woman and Chris Jericho both got reckoned out, and neither got back in the ring before the 10 reckoning ended. I'll tell you right now, Montel Mercedes Porter said, there should be a new oversight about how long you should be outside the wrestling ring. I mean, why give you 10? They at least give you until 20. I mean, I think that oversight should be shifted. And it's weird that we don't have a winner at all, that neither Wonder Woman or Chris Jericho won, Montel Mercedes Porter says. We'll take it back now to, well, you're right, Tony Schiavone said, if there should be a new oversight about how long wrestlers or fighters or overstars should be outside a wrestling ring. I mean, I guess it doesn't really happen in skilled boxing because boxers never fall out of the ring. There is a reckoning out of how long you can lay down the ring and have to get up before the 10 reckoning. So I guess it's mostly the same way. I don't know. But yeah, you're right, Jim Ross said. Skilled wrestling did borrow the 10 reckoning out if you got knocked out in a wrestling ring. But then they also offshooted the 10 reckoning for being outside the ring, Jim Ross says. All right, Renee Young. Thank you, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. I'm going to be talking with Wonder Woman here today. Well, I'm going to be talking with Wonder Woman here today on Collision or Hit. All right, Wonder Woman. It seems that you and Chris Jericho still have not settled things between each other, but it also seems that neither of you won your match here today on Collision or Hit. Yeah, that's right, Renee Young. Me and Chris Jericho haven't settled nothing. I still want to get even on Chris Jericho for all the things he said about me and all the things he has done to me this month. And I think most likely by next month, I will be done with Chris Jericho. See, Chris Jericho might think he's cool and everything. He might think that, oh, he's cool because somehow he has shifted himself over the years. But Chris Jericho, you're still that same bully, creep heel you've always been. No need what self you've been playing over the years. That you started this with me and I'm going to end it with you. Well, looks like Wonder Woman is not done with Chris Jericho, not from a long shot. Back to you, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. Thank you, Renee Young, for talking with Wonder Woman here today on Collision or Hit. And that's all the time we've got here for Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, and Montel Mercedes Porter. We hope you like Collision or Hit, and we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw or Moon Day Night Raw.